Can you explain that to me on a person's health has a price?
This guy was taking 9 different steroids, and he came back and he goes, I had a heart attack. I'm like, oh, sorry to hear that. But man.
Yeah.
You know, ex-military guy. We interviewed him as well for a podcast with Rob Wilkins. They're really good guys, you know. I always make a joke when people come up to me and they're like, bro, you know, my testosterone's low. I want to get a little something, this and that. And I'm like, go to this company, Transcend, and they'll do blood work. And he's like, what do they charge? You know? And I'm like, dude, they're not going to throw you a bottle of sip in the back of a dumpster in a strip mall. I'm like, it's a legitimate place. And that's what I think a lot of people are not educated about, that this is actually a legitimate place, because there's so, you know, it's new here in the States. It's not like in other countries. It's,
right.
You know, it's like
not like Tijuana.
Yeah, you're gonna be sticking Sustanon needles in your, you know.
Jeez Louise. So let's talk about that for a second here. First of all, I'm going to try to hook it up to where you and me go down to Transcend. I'll get my blood work down there because I know these people would love to see my blood work. I'll send it to Greg. But it'll be cool to check markers and see how we're doing. Everything, our thyroids, our cholesterol, everything, to see what's going on at the stage we're at this age, so we can continue to do it.
Yeah.
But that being said, the one thing I keep hearing about, and Mona has a great Romanian metaphor, I guess you would say. You can only stretch the blanket as big as it is. And so you can only keep, you know, if you only got a small blanket, you can only keep warm in that little blanket, you know. And she grew up in this communist country. And my thought is the same thing in one aspect, is when I say go over to Transcend, do this, everybody comes back with just the bite. Price.
Oh, dude. Can
you explain that to me on a person's health has a price? I'm not going to do anything. I'm good. I'm good here with my high cholesterol and whatever. I don't care. I'm fine. I'm not going to pay whatever to be healthier. Why? What is I don't get that.
You know, it's interesting because when you go on Instagram and these guys are wearing Gucci sneakers and fake Rolex watches, and they're all killing it, and they're going here and they're eating at these fancy restaurants and they're doing all this stuff, and then they're like, oh God, $149 I have to pay. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you know, so
DHEA, $11 a month. It's like, oh gosh.
This one woman, it was actually women too for Transcend. This one woman had a really hard time losing weight, and she was like, is there anything you think could help me peptide wise and such? I said, you should go to this company, Transcend, and whatever she filled out the form and whatever, and I believe it was $85 what the peptide that she wanted. And she's like, oh, I didn't want to spend $85. Now, this woman comes into the gym every single day with a Starbucks in her hand, which is probably roughly $5, $6. So you come into the gym, you're having a Starbucks, which does absolutely nothing for you. I don't know what's in it, but if you equate, what's that run? Let's say 4 times a week, that's $20 a week. There's your $80. Like, some people really need to, you know, check themselves. And it's like, and they go in a health food store too, and they get all these different things because their friend told them to, which works for their friend, but might not work for them.
So are we warped? Are you and I warped? Maybe even more than you, because of the fact that when it comes to the food to create the physique, to stay healthy and stay in the gym, I will spend the money. If it is about sleep, I will get my sleep regardless of the party or the event or whatever, because I need to recover. There's things I do that govern my day that I will not separate from. I will not question the price of food. I will not question things I have to have.
No, I just think that, you know, like, what's that old?
Appreciate life too much on how healthy we are. What is it?
What's that old saying? Like, they used to say, you wouldn't put bad gas in a Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I mean, you have one body. Okay, this is the food that I need. This is your priority. When are you going to spend that money if you're sick? On a watch or a car or a second house? Or are you going to spend the money on your
They're not sick yet, so why worry about it?
Yeah, Are you spending
I'm not
money?
sick yet. I'm not injured yet. So why worry about it? Where you and I are preventative. We're ahead of the thing.
That's the thing. It takes a tragic incident to sometimes give somebody a kick in the ass to do the right thing, which is
That
scary.
sucks.
You
That
know,
sucks.
people don't want to. I think the biggest thing, Mike, is they don't want to be inconvenienced. That is too. Like they don't want to have to go to get a blood test. Oh my God, I have to get a blood test. You're going to take 10 minutes out of your day to get a blood test. That's the big thing. As far as money's concerned, it's not the norm for them. It's not, it's going outside the box for them spending this type of money. They don't realize what it's going to do because everything they've taken in the past hasn't worked for them because they never put the consistency, the diet, and the training together. So they're like, oh, is this going to be like the grapefruit diet that I started or the dark, like, is this going to be another one of those things where, you take 3 and throw it in the back of your car and never see it again? So I think it's more of education, but it's going to take a tragic incident. I've ran into, and I hate to say this, in the last 3 months at this LA Fitness that I train at, because it's like half a mile from my house. 4 people in their 40s who have had heart attacks. And 2 were steroid related because I saw these guys, they've come into the gym, they're purple, and they're training, trying to 350, or they're aliens. They're purple. I'm like, why are you purple?
Is that the color this month? I got it.
Are you taking the Cialis and the purple's going to you?
I did a double dose.
Yeah, is there another Avatar movie that I'm not aware of? Are you shooting here? But that was another one, and the other one was obesity, and the other one was just a surprise because the guy was skinny fat. So, one of those guys eat what he wants, but he's just skinny fat. Eat what I want. How's that working out for you? Now he's got a stent in his chest. So, and those are the people now. One of them came to me. He's like, do you know? And one of this guy, oh my God, Mike, this guy was taking 9 different steroids. And he came back and he goes, I had a heart attack. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He goes, man, he goes, I don't think it was the trend. He goes, so the doctor said I can go back on it. I'm like, Dr. Kevorkian? I'm like,
good job, buddy. Go get him.
Like, who's giving you this information?
That ain't Transcend. That's for damn sure.
That's what I'm saying too. So I think a lot of doctors aren't on board with any sort
That's
of.
a great point.
A
family doctor is not this. A family doctor is going to see a number that's in range, go, you're fine, go on your way. Even though it may be tanking you, it may be messing up. And again, I lost my dad because for us guys, we have low testosterone that runs in our family. And so we have to take care of the prostate. We got to do colonoscopies. We got to check this stuff because as you age, low testosterone is also bad for guys.
Definitely. Yeah.
And my dad was the stubborn guy that was such a superhero that he didn't do checkups and he found out too late. And so for you guys out there, man, if you can just forget that we bodybuilded and you forget that we're in the fitness world and just assume that we're 50-year-old guys that are healthy because we're doing blood work, the best we can. We're trying to do the best we can. And so that's why go get your blood work. Make sure that your numbers aren't low as well.
Do you consider yourself a bodybuilder? I don't.
Not even.
I don't. And I don't like when people say, oh, you're a bodybuilder. No, I competed, but I'm not a bodybuilder. And I think that's the problem too with a lot of people. When they look at you, they look at me, they look at other, and they're like, oh, Transcend's going to make me a bodybuilder. No, Transcend's going to help you get healthy and reach optimal levels so that you can perform better in the gym, in life, in the bedroom. But it's not about stepping on stage. If you want to compete, okay, great. But make sure your levels are optimal first, too, before you even maybe talk about super supplements or everything else. You're not going to become Mr. Olympia by going through a Transcend protocol. You become healthier. So when they look at us and we're saying, oh, I did this, this, and this, I didn't do that to be a bodybuilder or get a max rep. I did it to feel better, look better, and to, perform better. So that's the big misconception with people. It's not about bodybuilding. And they'll look at you and they're like, you're ripped. you're in amazing shape and this and that. Oh, is Mike competing? Is he trying to be bigger than this person? He's trying. No. No. If he was, then that would be the goal. If I wanted to compete in men's physique, I would look at Aaron Banks and I'd be like, okay, I would dissect his physique and I'd be like, okay, this is what I need to do. Let me put a plan together because we're the same height. His back, my back going to be wider. My shoulders are going to be capped better. How do I do that? Let me put a plan. How much protein do I need? What kind of protocol am I going to need for that, for energy to hit 6 days a week, 2 sessions a day? Like, I don't care. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, that's not the plan. So people need to kind of get that out of their head when they start these protocols.
Well, what we'll do is we will reconnect when you're 225.
Pressure. What if I'm 226?
Then forget you. You can't accomplish shit then. Man. I'm going to be reaching back out again in a couple weeks. I'm going to finish up this project. I am off to film.
Okay.
And then as I continue to get this structure for the movie, and we'll do the blood work and we'll kind of connect again and then maybe take a trip over to Detroit and tour through there and sit down with the crew. I would love to do that because you're just you're a dominant person to me to look up to in the sport of health and fitness, from your knowledge part and how you stayed consistent through the decades. And so I appreciate you, brother, so much.
Same here, Mike. I always look up to you and I'm happy for your success and everything that's going on. And I look forward to matching our blood work. And all I'm going to eat is plant protein and fish so that my cholesterol level's at 1 point.
I love it. All right, go play. Thanks for doing this today, my man.
Anytime, Mike. All right, guys.
Talk soon. Bye, buddy.
Bye.